I love that intro. That's so fire, man.
That was my first time I saw the intro.
Give it up for the Godzilla nerds. Give it up for the Godzilla nerds, man. That's fire. That's fire, man. That's fire.
That was my first time seeing that intro, by the way. That was awesome. That was rad. I love it.
All right. Okay, it is. Okay. This is a brand new episode of the GodzillaNerds 1954 podcast. Today we're doing the Godzilla versus Biollante movie review. I am one of the hosts. It's Donald.
I'm Nick.
I'm Remy.
Serge. Man, I got to tell you, Serge, you picked the fire movie. You picked a fire movie, man. This movie was awesome, dude. And like you said, Remy, it's good to see people finally recognizing Biollante. This movie was awesome. So, Serge, this is your movie. First question, I'm gonna start with you. I had to take some notes on this movie because it was so awesome. But the first question I want to start with you with the design of Biollante. What was your favorite part of Biollante's design?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Well, I would say my favorite part of her design is that she changes. She changes, but she still keeps her vines. She's a plant, right? So her vines. I was gonna say tentacles, but I'll stick with vines. The vines, and just the fact that she's got those vines that can do damage, and that actually do damage to Godzilla in this movie. They can bite, they can spit that poison out, and they can stab Godzilla. Yeah, that's he gets some pretty nasty damage from Biollante's vines. So
right through his hand.
Yeah, right through his hand. I think get his shoulder too.
Yep.
It's so cool. I mean, because normally, let's say we got King Ghidorah. We see Godzilla fight King Ghidorah several times in the movie, and he's still King Ghidorah. He doesn't change or anything, but Biollante does change. She evolves, and I think that just adds a little something extra to the movie because it's almost like he's fighting a completely different monster at the end. So it's like surprise.
That part was crazy when you have the second time Biollante comes and just like boom, just comes up out the ground. That was crazy. I love that. I love that entrance for Biollante. Remy, I'm gonna bring it to you. What was your favorite part about Biollante's design?
I think it was just like her size. I feel like it was just like the most impressive thing about her. Like, you look at other Godzilla monsters, like, they're pretty big compared to him. But for me, I feel like Biollantes are probably one of the largest kaiju we've had in Godzilla universe. Like, she's, like, enormous. Like, you see her, like, that wide shot where you have the characters standing on that hill and they're, like, looking out at Godzilla and Biollante facing each other. You see how tall she is compared to the Big G. Like, she's basically towering over him. So that is, like, let you know, like, oh, okay, so how's Godzilla going to take her out? And so that just leaves a little bit more tension during the fight because it adds more of a interesting battle when you have Godzilla's opponent be larger and more threatening than he is. Because Godzilla to us, he's like the most threatening kaiju of them all. Like, he's the king. So like you gotta up the ante with his enemies in order to make the fight a little bit more interesting and engaging. So I feel like they really nailed that home by Biollante. And plus, it's just a damn impressive puppet, honestly. Like, if you look at the behind the scenes, you know how many people had to operate that thing? Like, at least 25 people, I think. 25 to 30 people had to operate Biollante.
Wow.
Like, that's how impressive she was. Like to that, like, I got to give it up to the prop department for that, man. That was great.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this was an excellent movie. By no means was it boring. Like, this was an excellent movie. Nick, what was your favorite part of Biollante's design?
Honestly, I don't have a favorite part. The whole design was just great. Honestly, like if it took 30 people to operate that one thing, that's great. Because of the movement that you had to do, the amount of times you had to open that mouth as she kept roaring. It's pretty great. And it takes a lot of skills and some, sinking movements to do it.
Yeah, it do. It definitely does. because even me watching this film, I was just so amazed. I was so impressed with how they were able to, like we said, Biollante's size. Like it was really, really amazing with how they did her design, how she towered over Godzilla. And Remy, you're right. Going up against Godzilla, they do have to up the ante a little bit because he's the alpha, he's the status of the kaiju. So I think bringing Biollante, and the way we only seen Biollante in one movie. She should be in at least a couple more movies in my opinion. Was that a fair
All of them.
assessment?
Oh yeah.
She should be in all of them.
So that's pretty cool.
Maybe she's not doing anything. Just show up in the background like a little cameo, and then go back underneath the water.
Right.
They have that.
So, sir, I'm coming to you with question number 2. We had a lot of cool scenes and shots in this movie. One of the awesome shots we saw is when the agent opened the blinds and he saw Godzilla stomping through the city, destroying the city. But then we get the first actual shot of Biollante in her rose form. So in this movie, what were some of your favorite scenes and some of your favorite shots from this movie?
Oh man, that's a hard one because I think that's one of this movie's biggest strengths is the fact that they just did so good with the cinematography. They did so good. There's lots of killer shots. I think some that come to mind are the
We lost.
I know.
We lost Serge. All right, we'll keep it going. So Remy, we'll come to you, and hopefully Serge. I know he'll be back on. What are some of the shots and scenes that stood out to you in this film, Godzilla versus Biollante?
To me, one of my favorite shots is basically just when the volcanoes are erupting, and you have Godzilla like just slowly walk out of it. Like my favorite shot is when you have that close up of the volcano, and to see Godzilla's head like start to like appear, like it starts walking up, and you just hear Godzilla's theme in the background. You have that huge explosion behind him when he walks out. I love that scene, man. That's like one of my favorite scenes because it's such a cool entrance for Godzilla. Because like after in 1984, they're like, okay, he's been trapped in the volcano, so what now? And then just to see him walk out of there, and to me, he looks mad when he gets out of that volcano. He's like, okay, you know what, humanity, you tricked me once, but you better be ready now because I'm coming back with a vengeance. Like you guys aren't ready for me.
Yeah,
like, to me, that was awesome.
Yeah, he looked intimidating. And then Godzilla always walked with that slow bop, so he just kind of cruising at this point. But I think that's one of my favorite scenes and shots is when the explosion happened, and then boom, he comes out from that explosion, and that's it. It's over with. Or even all those kids drew those Godzilla pictures. That was awesome. I liked that.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was cool. I liked that. Serge, I'm gonna come back to you because we kept it going. Nick, what were some of your favorite? You good. What were some of your favorite shots or scenes from Godzilla versus Biollante?
Well, I hear you talking about one of them.
My favorite shot's when Biollante's right there in her rose form when she first appeared.
Yeah, that was awesome. I had to rewind that part.
My second shot is when Godzilla was in her mouth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just to show you how much taller she is, for Godzilla to be still standing and just fit directly in the mouth.
So one of the things that I did like, because I pay attention to detail, and I'm really, really big on scenery.
Lost Surge again.
In these movies. But did anybody notice after when Godzilla finally got to Biollante, Biollante was doing her cry, and she did it like a second time, and as soon as she got done, Godzilla roar came from out of nowhere. I had to rewind that part a couple of times. That was fire how they put that together. I enjoyed that part. That was awesome. Like I was like, wait a minute. Instant chills. I was like, let me go back. She do her cry, and then he comes in. He comes in out of nowhere. Oh man, we can't be losing Sir. This one of the best movies.
This is his movie. Yeah.
His movie.
Yeah, this is his favorite movie.
But it could be the connection where he is though.
That is true.
So we're gonna do a lot of catching up with Serge when he gets back on. Remy, this is for you.
All right.
As an opponent for Godzilla, where do you rank Biollante? Just as an opponent. We got King Ghidorah, we got Mecha Godzilla, we got Space Godzilla. He's got so many opponents. Huh?
It's difficult. Okay, well, for me, as much as I love Biollante, I don't really think she's like one of Godzilla's toughest opponents. I don't think, because like if you look at the fight, like as soon as Biollante like opens her mouth wide enough, Godzilla just shoots his atomic breath and just knocks her out right there. And plus, she kind of has like a big weak point with that orange orb or stomach right there. Yeah. I'm thinking like Godzilla can just shoot his atomic breath and just take care of that. But again, her vines can give Godzilla a hard time. But I don't feel like, and like they did give Godzilla a hard time in the movie. But to me, I don't feel like Biollante is like one of like the top enemies of Godzilla. Like for me, if you make like for me, in my opinion, of what makes a great enemy for Godzilla, if like the enemy can not only beat down Godzilla physically, but also mentally. Like for me, with King Ghidorah, like that's like the thing with every great hero and villain is where you have these two opponents not just hurt each other like physically, but also mentally as well. And so I feel like that works with Godzilla because like with Godzilla and King Ghidorah and Mecha Godzilla, those guys can mess Godzilla up mentally because he's thinking to himself, I'm not the strongest one out there. There's people who are stronger than me, and I'm almost about to die right now. Especially King of Monsters. Like, look at King of Monsters and GVK, you see how much Godzilla is getting hurt by King Ghidorah and Mecha Godzilla. Like, you just see how much trouble they are. And, like, for me, Biollante is just more of, like, a physical opponent. Like, Godzilla, he gets his hand stabbed through his shoulder. To me, like, she's more, like, I'm going to hurt you as much as I can. But I feel like she doesn't really have that much, like, mentality control as the other enemies do. But I still feel like she's, like, a pretty tough opponent for Godzilla just because of her size and just how much her vines can, like, wrap around him and cause him to get injured and stuff like that. So I feel like she's tough, but I want to consider her, like, one of the strongest or toughest opponents he's faced.
So the thing is, Remy, I agree with everything you just said, and you make a really, really valid point as well. When you talk about Godzilla, that's really like also what you just said from a mental standpoint, right? Because think about how many times he see Godzilla. I mean, not Godzilla, but King Ghidorah. That can begin to creep into him mentally, like, dang, he back again. Didn't I just fight him? You know, same thing with like Mecha Godzilla. He's had more than 2 encounters with Mecha Godzilla, and you're right. It's more of a mental thing, and also they're more powerful when you think about it. And King Ghidorah, to me, has more of an alpha personality. Like why he's coming. He's not just coming to fight. Like he's coming to control the whole domain. So I think that's the difference between King Ghidorah and Biollante. Biollante, like you said, was really, really good, Remy. More of a physical monster for Godzilla. And because everything in this film that Biollante threw at Godzilla was able to, counter it pretty much. But that was a really, really good point you made.
Even again, like we pointed out last time, the difference between Space Godzilla and Biollante. Space Godzilla was more of a malicious type of creature. And you see that when they fight, he didn't just hurt Godzilla physically, but he also hurt Godzilla emotionally by capturing his son. Like that alone is even like more dangerous than anything Biollante did. But again, respect to Biollante, I'm just saying, like to me, again, she's still really tough I'm just saying the different. No, I'm just saying that because I know, like, when we release this on YouTube, people are gonna go
Oh,
the
yeah,
comments
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
"How
yeah,
dare
yeah,
you?"
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, but here I don't really think Biollante is as strong as a lot of Godzilla's opponents. I mean, just by physically watching this movie. But Biollante is more of, to me, more of an emotional type because she has Godzilla cells. Erica's a part of her. So you have all these elements going for Biollante. And like Serge was saying earlier, Biollante can change too. So, and it's always cool when Toho allow these monsters to transform because Biollante is a completely different monster in the last fight because now Godzilla cells is completely taking over Erica at this point. So you see the rose, and then you see the second transformation, which is completely different. So Nick, now I want to bring it to you. I asked Remy, but as an opponent for Godzilla, where would you rank Biollante?
Sake of he's deep in thought.
You know what? I'd rank her number 2.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
I rank her number 2 because it'd be Ghidorah, obviously number 1, Biollante 2, Space Godzilla 3. But just for the fact that Biollante, yes, does have 2 forms, but if you pay attention towards the end, yes, Erica's soul was free from Biollante, but Biollante never died.
Yeah. No, she escaped. Really.
Yeah, she really escaped and just floating around in the air, and hasn't came
That's
back.
true. That's a good point.
So the fact that she's unkillable seems like she's really unkillable because he blasted her in the stomach 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
She's still alive, so seems like she's a little unkillable. And on top of it, her regeneration system is just like Godzilla's, but much faster.
Yeah. That's another
Because
good point. That's a good point.
the moment that she shot one of those tentacles and went through his hand, and he broke it, and it regenerated real quick, it just proves that she's an enemy that is literally hard to defeat.
Yeah, that's true. That's really, really true. And another thing too, even watching Biollante and Godzilla battle, the part that always freaks me out the most is when she starts crawling towards Godzilla. I was like, man, like,
Oh God,
something like that.
I get chills from that shot where she's just going like right towards them, and, the camera's shaking too the entire time she's running. I'm like,
right,
terrifying.
yeah. So you got the camera shaking, and she's just steady crawling, and then even when you was talking about how Godzilla, Nick, when you said Godzilla was in the mouth of Biollante, that was crazy. And I was like, how does Godzilla get out of this? And one of the cool things I saw in this movie is when Godzilla got pulled down in the water by Biollante, and when he kind of got up, he kind of growled a little bit. I like that. He kind of growled a little bit, and they start showing his dorsal plates light up, and then he was able to blast her. So I thought that was really, really cool. Serge.
Sorry, technology
Serge is back.
not like me today.
No, you're good.
Nah, you good.
No, you're good. You're good, man.
Like it used to.
Someone didn't pay the bill.
So we got
That's good.
So Serge, we're gonna catch you up. So I got 2 questions for you. The shots. What were some of your favorite shots or scenes from Godzilla versus Biollante?
Okay, there's a ton. There's
yeah, there is. Yeah,
the
literally.
greatest entrance anyone has ever made, walking out of a volcano.
What
Remy, I heard you say that.
Yes, that. So good, man.
Yeah,
I love that scene.
Exactly.
Yep,
and you know why it's so cool? Because it connects to 84 and 85.
Nick, that's gonna be on our thumbnail, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I love the connection between 84 and 89. Like, to me, this feels like a true sequel.
Yeah,
we don't really get that much with Godzilla.
It's great. That one. Oh, and just so everyone knows watching this that for Godzilla month, the Alamo Drafthouse theaters were playing this movie in November, this past November, and so I took my daughter, my 3 almost 4-year-old daughter, to go see this movie in theaters. And man, you got to see this movie in theaters because all these shots just look incredible. Godzilla walking out of a volcano. And my daughter loves that shot. So when she saw that in movie theaters on a massive screen, It was just amazing. But it also made me appreciate some of the other scenes too. The water fight scenes with the Super X. Super X, dude. Those shots are amazing. Seeing the atomic breath like in a movie theater, incredible.
Man, my movie theater sucked, man. They don't show nothing down here, bro.
Sorry. But yeah, the water scenes were awesome. Actually, you know what scene I really liked? I liked the scene when he was Godzilla was facing off with Mickey.
Oh yeah.
You get that really cool side shot of them just right there next to each other. It was just it's a very interesting shot. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that before in the old movies. The scene after Biollante and Godzilla initially meet, where he's in the city, that destruction just looked awesome. But then also, I think one of my favorite shots was my favorite scene / shot was when Godzilla held in his atomic breath when he's got one of the vines in his mouth, and you just see his body light up. That is one of my favorite scenes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's got the vine in his mouth, and
I think that's when his thing was introduced. His first second ability was introduced.
Yeah, his pulse, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it really is a pulse.
It is, yeah. Well, and then he does it when he's got the he does it twice. He does it when he's got a vine in his mouth, and then where he just explodes it. And then I think the first time is where they're wrapped around him, and you see him like try to. It's almost like he tries to bring it out. You see his mouth kind of light up, and he does this little thing, and then his body just lights up. And I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And when I still see it, I absolutely love that shot.
Yeah, that shot was awesome. But like I said, it's a lot of cool shots. And it's like when we first see Biollante in her rose form, I mean, that was awesome. So even brought up when he had the encounter with Mickey, that was awesome. Coming out of the volcano, that was awesome. I mean, it's so many awesome shots in this movie. And I don't know if you was on here, Serge, but I was asking Remy and Nick if they had caught that when Biollante she was crying, and when she did that second cry right after that Godzilla came in and roared, I had to rewind that like at least 4 or 5 times. But that was killer. And the next question I have for you, Serge, is as an opponent for Godzilla, what do you rank Biollante?
I like that they're related. I like that they're as the doctor says, they're essentially the same thing. Just Biollante's just in plant form. So I like that because it adds like a touch of like a personal touch to the movie between Godzilla and his opponent. Kind of like with Space Godzilla, it's like it's me but in space form, which adds a different dynamic to it. And then also it's weird because she's part kaiju, but then she's also part human. So you feel bad when she goes down. You feel bad when she's burning. So it's strange to say that we actually have a kind of connection with this. And I don't even want to call her a villain because it's never really quite clear what's going on between the two of them. And I think that's awesome. Like what I always ask myself about Biollante when I'm watching the movie is, why is she fighting him? It's never really quite clear. She's calling him, and then she tries to take him out. Is she just like that mean sister? I don't know.
I think Godzilla's just an overprotective brother, and he might have ticked her boyfriend off, and so she's just like, "Why do that to me?"
Because
he killed her dandelion boyfriend. I don't know.
Was it
probably? She's just like, "How dare you, Godzilla?" Some brother you turned out to be.
Because it was Mickey Wright that said, no, Remy. So it was Mickey Wright that said Biollante was calling Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
So like you said, so I really didn't know what was going on. Like, I know they're about to fight, so I don't care. I don't mind it.
And it's never explained. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's a mysterious thing. It's a cool thing. Like it's like left up to us. What is
Yeah,
going
leave
on?
up to interpretation.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You can
So
get a
y'all
bunch of
know
different fan series.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we're gonna keep it going. Remy, we're gonna come back with you. So I have to ask this question. I know what everybody's answer is gonna be, but I want to hear why. Remy,
Okay.
would you like to see Biollante in the Monsterverse? If so, how would you design her, or what powers would you give her?
Surge. I love that reaction.
Mom,
I'm done.
Let's go, sir. Who won? Anybody? Let's go. Let's go.
Um.
oh, sorry. Go, Remy.
Oh, my bad. Shoot, my bad. For me, I would not bring Biollante into the Monsterverse. I feel like she's not needed. I'm kidding. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm kidding. Oh, come on.
This guy out.
I've said I want Biollante in the Monsterverse.
Did you see Nick? Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I saw Nick too. Nick was like this. Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna be
I'm
kicked out the
kidding.
group tonight,
I'm
so you're gonna be
kidding.
gone.
No, I'm
We
kidding. Of
know
course,
where
I
you
would want
live.
to see Biollante in the Monsterverse. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I'd love to see Biollante in the Monsterverse. I feel like that would be a very interesting kaiju for the new age of audiences to see. Like, plus it would like increase Biollante's popularity. Like for now, you show Biollante to any non-Godzilla fan, they're gonna go, "What's that?" But you show them in the MonsterVerse, they're gonna go, "Oh, that looks cool." So like, I feel like with Biollante, the design, I wouldn't change anything about design. I probably just keep it the same. Like her final design, keep that the exact same. And for any new abilities, I would probably have what's new ability I wanted. For Biollante, I don't really know what kind of abilities I would want, but I feel like a really cool ability could be if maybe if you like cut off one of her vines to more like grow out of it and take its place. So it just like increases them over time. So you have to actually take out the main body in order to actually take her down. And like for me, I wouldn't actually make Biollante a villain in the Monsterverse either. I'd probably make her like an anti-hero. Because I feel like it would be really interesting if we could get like that final, if you get like a fight where Godzilla and Biollante are actually tag teaming another monster, like actually joining forces for once, like brother and sister, two species of the same blood joining together to take on a different enemy. Like, what if they fought Space Godzilla in the Monsterverse? When Space Godzilla came down and Biollante was like, "Hey, this guy's bad news, all right? Like, this guy's going to take down Earth, so I feel like you and I should team up, and then we could go our separate ways afterwards."
I
Like,
think
that would
you
be
just
really
opened
cool.
up another video, Remy.
Oh, shoot. Here we go. Here we go.
That'll definitely be a good team up, because any monster like King Ghidorah or Space Godzilla, they're coming to run everything. They're not just coming to fight and leave. Like, they want to just take over everything. They don't care who's there. They're coming to fight you. So I think that'll be a pretty good team up. Nick, I'm about to bring it to you. Would you like to see Biollante in the Monsterverse? If so, how would you design her, and what powers would you give her?
Hell yeah, I would love to see her in this MonsterVerse. I would honestly, I would make her more terrifying. Make her look a little more terrifying,
All right.
but also more realistic of a plant-like creature. But as her first form, as a rose.
Okay.
Like, yeah, she looked good in the movie. I would make it look a little more realistic.
Okay.
You know, like start off as like a little plant and then keep growing into the size that she was.
Gotcha. Okay.
And and her second form, yeah, fantastic form. I would keep that the same exact way. There is nothing I would change about that form.
I'll let her spit an acid beam.
Abilities,
Acid beam,
I would keep the acid beam, but also her tentacles, like when they bite, shoot some sort of venom to knock out Godzilla.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome if each one of her tentacles had a different ability. Like you said, be able to knock him out or zap his energy. One of them can shoot some kind of poison. Now that'll be Woo, that'll be really, really awesome. That'll
Maybe
be
one of them can cause vertigo or something like that. Like make
Mhm.
you see hallucinations like after they bite you. You're like, what's going on?
right. You be like, what's going on? So
The Godzilla going on acid trip.
Well,
He's like, what's happening in my hands? Help!
oh my god. She spit that crap all over Godzilla. Godzilla was still walking. That made Godzilla even madder. He was like, man, what is this? Get this crap off me. It wasn't me or the way he fell in the water like somebody just knocked him down.
Yeah, he got knocked out.
Godzilla looked like he was drunk. I'm sorry. He
Yeah, he
looked
did.
like he got out of club.
he had
Yeah,
one
look,
too
too much
many.
drink.
Remy.
He just went.
Remy.
No, he just fell down.
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, man.
Godzilla was like, I see three of you.
Who hit
Yeah,
me?
because he
Nick.
was
Which
just
one of you?
walking off and boom, he just fell. I was like, but Godzilla, it's always something slow about him. Like when he falls to the side, he falls slow. When he walking, he just slow, man. And when he fell, he really fell really slow and hard. I was like, dang, Godzilla. Boom.
Yeah, he hit that floor kind of hard too. I'm surprised there was no indentation on the floor.
Timber.
You make all these indentations walking, but you fall like a
my
tree,
gosh.
and there's no
Boy.
indentation on the floor.
Oh man, this is awesome. Sir, I'm gonna bring this to you. Would you like to see Biollante in the MonsterVerse? If so, how would you design her and what powers would you give her?
Okay, that's a big hell yeah. Despite what Remy says.
Oh my god. I was kidding.
Biollante's enemy right there.
Ah, gee.
I'm just kidding. You know, I don't think I would change too much about her design. Although I think I would make her rose form a little bit more mobile. A little bit more mobile.
Okay.
Not too much more, because I think I like the she evolves into something that moves a lot more, or can. So I like the idea of keeping her first form not as mobile, but a little bit more than the movie, because she just kind of chills there, right? She has all the vines do all the work for her, which is awesome. But I think since she does look like a rose, I think it would have been cool if she had some vines that, she had some of the pointy vines. She had some vines with mouths. I think it would have been cool if she would have had some vines that had thorns, like roses. That could do some ugly damage to Godzilla. That'd be pretty crazy to see. Her final form, other than adding vines with thorns, I don't think I would change anything about it. That's a lot of teeth, and that looked crazy. But I think the one thing that I would change is I would make her a little bit more resistant to Godzilla's atomic breath, because I wouldn't want her to be, she just gets the atomic breath and it's over.
Yeah, like a one shot.
Because that was the
Kind of
weakness.
deal.
It was very, very big and obvious weakness. It's still fine in the movie.
Yeah.
Moving forward, if she were in the MonsterVerse, I think it'd be cool if she were a little bit more resistant to it.
Right. Yeah, that would have been good, because it seemed like whatever Biollante threw at Godzilla, and man, this Hesse Godzilla, man, he's
Beast.
man, he's the strongest Godzilla I've seen. Like, he's literally a tank, which I love, by the way. I have no complaints about it, but man, he's really, really awesome. So we're gonna play us a little game. I want to add this element to the podcast. I didn't tell y'all this because I wanted to surprise y'all. So this game is called Quick Thoughts. So I'm gonna ask each of you at least 4 or 5 questions, and if you don't have an answer, you can pass. So, Serge, we're gonna start with you. Gamera versus King Kong. If they were to fight, who
would win?
Yeah, who'd win? Gamera versus King Kong in a fight.
First thought, Gamera.
Gamera, okay.
Gamera.
Remy, Gamera versus King Kong.
Gamera Kong would get his butt kicked, man. I'm sorry. If he goes to fight against Godzilla, he can't do anything against Gamera.
Gamera.
Got Gamera, okay. Mothra, Serge, is for you. Mothra versus Mecha Godzilla.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mechagodzilla.
That's literally a no-brainer.
Godzilla for me too. Monster gonna like come charging at me. Just
Okay. All right, Remy, you gonna like this one, Remy. Sir,
Uh-oh.
coming to you. Baragon versus Anguirus.
God,
Who?
oh God.
Baragon versus Anguirus.
Oh, my favorite.
As much as I love Anguirus, I want to go with Baragon.
Oh,
This one's for
okay.
you, Remy.
All right.
Baragon and Anguirus.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to go with Anguirus
Oh,
because I feel like if Anguirus, because for me, I feel like if Anguirus actually just like, I feel like Anguirus was a little bit more versatile if he went into his ball form. Like if he like start rolling around Gamma and Baragon and start distracting them, I feel like he could like get a good swing in with his tail and just not. And to me, I feel like Anguirus is like a little bit longer in length than Baragon too. So I feel like that gives him a little bit more of an advantage, and it's a little bit larger too. I think.
I don't know. It might be a draw, maybe. I don't know. That's a tough one.
That like yeah, because like they're both like a good match for each other. So I'm just like
yeah, good. That's a good one. Nick, Baragon and Anguirus.
Anguirus. Sorry. I'm sorry, Baragon, but Anguirus, bro.
get out, Nick. Get out now.
I mean, as long as he doesn't get blasted.
Exactly. He didn't get blasted. He just got spiked.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, sir. It's coming back to you. If you could watch one Godzilla movie, just one, Godzilla versus Destroyer, or Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 1.
You mean the first one,
Yeah,
1974?
the first one. Yeah.
Oh.
No. What have you done?
Man, I used to wake up early when I was in elementary just so I could get ready for school and watch that Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla because I still have it on VHS. No, but I gotta go with versus Destroyer though.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna go with that one.
Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla is actually the first Godzilla movie I saw.
Oh wow.
So I would go with that one just because I love Mechagodzilla. I love Destroyer too, by the way.
That
They're
was a
both
damn
awesome.
good introduction then.
Most awesome kaiju. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, no, got Mechagodzilla 1 is your first Godzilla movie? No, that's a good
That's one of the best.
start.
That's one of the best show ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Remy, Godzilla versus Destroyer or Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla?
Destroyer. Destroyer
All right,
for me
Nick.
is like at the moment like my number one favorite, so I'd have to go with Destroyer.
Okay. All right, Nick. Godzilla versus Destroyer or Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla?
It's hard to pick between the two.
Yeah, it is. It's real.
It is hard.
I don't know. Honestly, I would go with Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla because he had abilities in there that that he didn't show in Destroyer.
It's a wild.
It's a wild card. It's hard to pick because both, yes, were very, very good movies. But with Mechagodzilla, you saw Godzilla pull out an ability that it was necessary to use.
Oh yeah.
To take out something that was real, that was this close to killing him.
Hey Nick, that's a good point, Nick. That's good.
It was this close to killing him.
That's
I'll give you
awesome.
that. That's a good point.
All right. How do y'all feel about this game, by the way? Y'all like this?
I like it.
So we keep it. So we'll keep it. Okay, we'll keep it.
Yeah, bring him back for Gamera on Thursday.
Oh, Gamera. I got a lot for you, Remy. All right, Serge. If you pick one of these Titans, the other cannot exist. Period.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hello, Nick. Wait, I gotta get my laugh out. I can't. Hello.
That was too good a reaction.
That was good. That was very heartfelt, Nick.
If you,
That was very honest, Nick. That was very honest.
This is real TV.
All right, here we go.
Whatever.
Shit.
All right, so if you pick one Titan, the other cannot exist. Serge, King Ghidorah or Destroyer?
No.
Oh, come
If
on,
you pick one,
dog.
one can exist.
You could have
That's
picked
like that
Gabra as
game.
one of them.
That's like that game. Would you rather freeze to death or burn to death? Like,
Yeah, that's right. Would you rather?
Oh my god!
wow.
You could have chose
Wow.
Minya or Gabra, Macarus,
You know,
Yeah,
like one of the
I
lower.
didn't want to tell y'all I was doing this because I didn't want to give y'all time to even prep. You want to put you on the spot.
No.
You
but
couldn't
know
do
what?
you
But-
couldn't do
Now,
Ebro.
Serge, you can do a pass. You can do
No,
a
I'm not
pass.
gonna
You
do
don't
a
have
pass.
to.
I know. I automatically I know who it is. It's still terrible, but I think of it like this: King Ghidorah is like in a bunch of movies, and Destroy is only in one. So I'm gonna have to go with King Ghidorah. It still sucks, but I'm gonna go with King Ghidorah just because it's King Ghidorah.
Okay, all right. Remy, King
I'm gonna have to
Ghidorah
go.
or Destroy?
I'm gonna have to go with King Ghidorah too. Like it's just so iconic. You can't get rid of him. Like he's Godzilla's nemesis. You can't get rid of him.
All right. Okay. Nick, who you going with? King Ghidorah or Destroyer?
Let me hear yours first.
I gotta go. I gotta go at King Ghidorah, man. I gotta take King Ghidorah. Man. He's too iconic. He's too iconic to let go. I can't let King Ghidorah go.
Next thinking
That
about.
was my first Godzilla movie.
I'm about to boot Nick from the stream. Let me go to remove.
Don't
from
do it,
stream.
Nick. Don't do it. Don't you dare. We got
I'm
a
gonna-
flow going.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Are you
Just
serious?
keep it 100. Destroyer.
Oh,
Get out now.
Nick,
Wow.
I gotta
Because
boot
you kill.
No.
King
Oh,
Ghidorah.
no, he's
Yes. If
Donald,
you kill King
kicked him
Ghidorah,
out?
yes, he can regenerate a head. You fully blast his body, he's gone. Destroyer, you look in the movie, Godzilla killed the first one, a second one emerged.
Oh, yeah, he did.
That's
Oh,
right.
You have-
Nick, you spit
so
some
look-
game today.
So look how you keep it going. You destroy one, another one's gonna emerge. Who knows if you destroy that one, another one will emerge.
Oh, yeah,
So it's gonna keep a cycle of emerging until you finally find the source and destroy that one source, which is gonna be hard.
Ooh,
Look,
man,
as King Ghidorah, you blast all three heads and his chest, he's gone.
I don't know, Nick.
Yeah.
That's voodoo talk right there.
All right. So I got one more.
Oh no.
Now, Serge, whoever you cancel, that's it. They done. They gone.
Yeah, again.
Me, Nick, or Remy. No, I was just playing.
Wow.
Oh wow. We're doing that now.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
Is this
All
the
right.
Godzilla Nerds or Family Feud? This is
It seems to be Family Feud.
that's terrible.
So that was the final question. So we'll keep that game. We'll keep that.
Oh, that's it?
Awesome. Yeah, that's it.
Picking one
I
more.
was gonna pick Remy, but
Oh, wow.
What?
just
So-
kidding.
Come on.
Just
I say
Um,
one bad thing about Biollante, and I'm already gonna get booted out of the
No.
system.
He's the youngest. He has to continue.
Oh.
Okay, I see. I have to carry on the legacy. All right.
Serge, we have two more questions. Godzilla, he pretty much held his own in this film like he does in every other film. How would you describe the power of the Heisei Godzilla?
Oh, that's easy for me. I still think he's the strongest. Yeah. I mean, you can tell that guy's been doing some deadlifts and some freaking squats and stuff, man. Look at those legs.
He's been doing some neck work too. Seen that neck?
Yeah, man. Dude, I don't know. To me, whenever I see those, which Godzilla versus the other, even though those are funny, right? But I just think, and even though Monsterverse is my second favorite, I still think Heisei is the top.
Yeah. Heisei pretty fire.
Like
Remy,
he's built like a tank.
yeah, he is. He literally
Fires
is.
like one too.
Oh yeah, he definitely fights like
He
ants.
just keeps coming.
Yeah.
He the only Godzilla I know that came out of volcano. He was living down there too.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like, I'm just chilling.
He's just down
Yeah,
there.
he's just relaxing. Yeah, he's just relaxing. He's just relaxing. That's all he was doing. He was just chilling. Remy, the Godzilla, Heisei Godzilla. How do you describe his power in the Heisei franchise?
Well, there's only one way I could describe his power in the Heisei franchise.
Don't get
Bam.
removed from this stream, man.
Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Rising up, straight to the top. Took my time, took my
Not wrong.
chances. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the prey of the fight. Rising
Hey,
up.
I can't wait. I can't wait to post. I can't wait to post this tomorrow, dude. Oh,
You know
man.
what? You know what? Everybody, when this stream ends, go watch the movie again, and when he emerges from the volcano, play that
Put
song.
that song in. Yes.
Just look at it.
Yes.
Because I did it
That's
once
so
before,
great.
and I'm like, this is hilarious.
Years from now,
Or
when
you
we're gonna have the years from now when we have the Godzilla Nerds top 10 moments, this is gonna be one of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
Put the final countdown over Godzilla getting out of the volcano. It's the
Yeah.
final countdown. Put a band down. Hey, it's in the 80s. You gotta play those 80s songs, man.
Yeah, you got it. 80s.
Nick, how would you describe the Heisei power of Godzilla?
And in 2 letters. 2 letters. OP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's one that started the whole Heisei thing. He
Yeah.
started it all.
Yeah.
That's what kicked it off. So
Yeah.
you saw it from
Four.
the first one, and then it became Godzilla versus Biollante because it's the same volcano that he died in.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, big quotation marks on that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he's
didn't
dead.
die. Y'all thought he
Dead.
died.
I think this is by far. I think this has by far been my favorite stream. I think this has by far been. This has been real good.
It ain't over. We got a Thursday still.
Yo,
Oh, that's right.
We got,
We're gonna up the ante for that one. We got another
Um,
guy coming in.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm gonna do
A
a
new
test run with him
challenger
tomorrow.
approaches.
I'm gonna do a test run with him tomorrow. Third, out of 5 stars, how do you rate Biollante versus Godzilla?
Out of 5 stars, wow. I will say.
Remy, I'm gonna remove you. That's it.
Oh,
Get rid of that guy.
all
I
right.
will say I only because there
You
is
good, Remy?
no perfect Remy. No perfect Remy. No perfect. Out of 5 stars, I will give it a 4.9 because that's as good as it gets for me.
Okay.
This is,
Nice.
and I always say it like this. Apart from the original 1954, this is my favorite. This is my favorite Godzilla movie of all time. I could have down here. I could have gone to see 1954 or Shin, or I don't remember which other one. Oh, versus Hedorah in the movie theater in November. But when I saw that this one was playing, this was the one I was gonna see because
Boy, you just love rubbing that in. You know darn well
Yeah,
my
I
theater
do.
don't show
I do.
nothing down here. You just
Yeah, too.
my theater.
But and you know what? It's so cool about this one. Yeah, it is my favorite. But and just like a quick little aside thing, I remember being for those of us older folk who remember Video Stop, the what was it, Blockbuster's only competition?
Yeah.
Video Stop. We had one here in my town, Harlingen, and there had to have been at least a couple of years when I was 6. Well, right after it came out, maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and I would beg my mom to take me to Video Stop because they were the only place that I could find Godzilla versus Biollante and Godzilla 1985-84. So I would go every weekend just to see Godzilla versus Biollante and 84,
That's
85
dope. That's dope. That's what's
over
up.
and
Nice.
over again.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
yep.
a super cool memory that I have, and another more proof that this is by far my all-time favorite. So yeah, 4.9 just because 4.9.
4.9. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'll give it a 4.5. This movie was awesome. This is the first time we see Biollante. She was awesome. She did a really good job. Godzilla, the appearances he made, the destruction he caused, that was, and I liked the characters too. I enjoyed the story. The story wasn't boring at all. Like, it wasn't a dull moment for me. I thought the story aligned perfect, with the monsters, which was good. And they had the perfect amount of time where they showed Godzilla and Biollante. They were able to put the two in the film perfectly, and I always think that's what make a movie. Like, this movie wasn't all over the place. Like, you knew what the story was about, and they stuck to it. It wasn't all over the place. So I had no.
It's a good story.
Yeah, it's a really
Yeah.
good story.
It's a
The characters were great. And those two girls reminded me of the fairy twins. They really did. They gave off that vibe to me. They did. But this movie overall, to me, it was great. Remy, out of 5 stars, how would you rate this movie?
I'd give it probably like
Use wisely.
give it. I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5. I'd say.
Okay.
Like, to me, this is like probably one of the better Godzilla movies out there. Like, the love that it gets is deserved, in my opinion, because like it's just such an interesting storyline for a Godzilla movie. Like, to have this doctor just take his daughter's DNA and put it into a rose and implement that Godzilla DNA. It's just very horror, science horror, or like body horror, kind of, if you would say. Like, it's just very interesting, and like I like how they were able to take liberties with this movie and like make it kind of like a new storyline for Godzilla. Before the Heisei series went the road of just like versus like
Yeah.
that. But don't get me wrong, I love the versus movies. But like, to me, this is like one of the more interesting ones because one, we got a new original kaiju, we got a new original storyline. We got like the first design of the new Heisei Godzilla. Like, this design of Godzilla would like carry down all the way through the Heisei series because it was just so memorable. We got pretty killer music. We actually had human characters that we cared about and they were interesting and we actually enjoyed them. We got the Super X2 back. That's a really cool machine. I really like the Super X2.
The Super X
Not
was
much-
like a Jeep.
Yeah, not as much as the Super X3. Super X3 is my favorite, but Super X2 is like
Yeah, Super X3 was
number two.
fire.
Super X2 is like number 2 for me. So like it's 3, 2, and then the last one, the first one, I mean. So like, but to me, I feel like this is like one of the better Heisei Godzilla movies out there, one of the better Godzilla movies in period. So yeah, for me, this is like a 4 out of 5. And the storyline of actually implementing the Godzilla DNA with a human is giving me a theory idea. And then on the line, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna keep it to myself until we get to it.
Next time, join us.
Till next time. Yep. To be
Okay,
continued.
Remy. All right, Nick. Out of 5 stars, how would you rate Godzilla versus Biollante?
4.9, just like Serge.
Cool, great.
You know, because
Nice.
yeah, this is the second movie after 1984 that starts to kick off Godzilla starting to, in a way, maybe be evil, but also help the world. I guess.
Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah.
it shows both sides of Godzilla, both sides,
Anti-hero.
destruction and anti-hero.
That's good. Especially when when Godzilla finally made the Biollante, and the guys that were shooting at Godzilla earlier, he was like, "Man, our opponent," basically saying our opponent from the beat Biollante. That's crazy, man. And another thing too, I like how much they acknowledged Godzilla in this because they was eating at the Godzilla Memorial. Wasn't that like the little restaurant they had the Godzilla Memorial? Then the kids, they had the pictures of the Godzilla. Like, it just shows you how much they
do.
Yeah, he took my lady to the Godzilla Memorial, but that was the cheap memorial. He ain't took it to that Godzilla hotel yet. He ain't took it there. I'm gonna take it there. Ain't been there yet.
One of those special Godzilla cocktails on the side.
Atomic cocktails.
Yeah, yeah, do better. There you go.
Man, this was super awesome. Serge, you picked an awesome movie, man. Really, really awesome movie. So, Nick, who is it? Your turn, Nick?
Yeah,
Really?
I made up my mind.
Nick, okay. So, do you want to tell us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear it, Nick.
Let's hear it.
It's gonna be a movie, and it's gonna be the one that kicked off the Heisei series.
84. Let's go.
We're coming with back-to-back fire. I love it, man. I love it. Remy, you get ready for Thursday, man. Big day for you.
I'm ready. All my figures are right there, man. All my Gamera figures are ready. I'm gonna set up a whole display. Watch, you're gonna see a whole display of Gamera when the video turns on.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm so excited I get to post this tomorrow, man. I had fun with you guys. You know, this makes my week, and I get to see y'all again, so that makes it even better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is 2 times too. This is our first time doing 2 podcasts in 1 week.
In 1 week.
Dude, this is awesome, man. I do gotta say this is probably the best stream, and I'll bring the game back. I got some more good.
Oh yeah,
good,
totally.
Hell yeah.
Got some good questions for you. Got some good.
I'm getting ready to meet Kyle too. It's gonna be interesting to have a new member.
Everybody should do a question.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Actually, no, yeah, everybody should create that own little game. Like we should have like Donald did it. He'll do it again on Thursday, and then whoever we choose next should like do that same game, but come up with their own questions for us to answer.
Okay. Or we'll figure it out.
Cool.
Or we have to Thursday. So I think I got a pretty good idea how we can do it. So I'll hit you guys up in the chat, and we'll just go from there, and then boom, we'll be ready to go. We'll be ready to go. Look, man, I enjoyed y'all, man. Another good stream. This is Donald from the Godzilla Nerds and one of the hosts.
I'm Nick.
Remy malfunctioning right now.
Remy!
Oh, I was waiting for him. Like, come on, kid.
He glitching.
Well, that's
said,
Remy.
come on, kid.
That's Remy.
Remy.
Oh, there's Remy.
It's 2 Remys.
I'm going back.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna run it back. We're gonna run it back for you, Remy. Donald.
Okay.
Nick.
Remy.
Surge.
Hey, and we are the Godzilla Nerds. Peace out. Y'all have a great night.
Latest.